Actually, this evening. This came in from Duncan Alexander, Oily Sailor on Twitter, worth a follow, actually. Chelsea's academy is one of the top 5 clubs in Europe. And he's right. I mean, Adam says it's quite something that Chelsea have 4 academy graduates on the pitch and nobody bats an eyelid anymore. And it is kind of the norm for them now, isn't it? Cobham's the best academy in the world. Our youngsters performing at the highest level consistently and being game changers. Frank laid the foundations. Tuchel's taken us to another level, allowing youth to continue their rise. And this is the challenge, actually. We spoke about Manchester United before the break. This is now the level at which managers coming into the Premier League are judged. The way that Thomas Tuchel came in and impacted this Chelsea team, either getting the big stars playing well, or as he has done this season, taking someone like Trevor Chalobah and turning him into a Champions League goal scorer.
Look, he's a fantastic player, and it's just nice to see a guy like Trevor Chalobah play. You know, I just think every time he plays, he just seems to offer something. He's got great energy, and the thing is, he's chipping in with goals, which is the icing on the cake. But you go back to that Chelsea academy. I mean, look, Rudiger almost catches this a couple of times, to be fair. But in the end, it's a great finish from Chalobah. But I just love the fact that Thomas Tuchel slots anyone in, and they perform. Mm-hmm. So it just shows you that the manager's philosophy is more important than any individual player, because every player's chipping in now. Loftus-Cheek's chipping in, Hudson-Odoi, we know Mount, we know Lukaku, we know, you know, they've still got Pulisic to come in, Ziyech is another player. This Chelsea team blows me away. And I think really this is the standard now for if a manager comes into a top team, people are going to go, I want the Thomas Tuchel effect.
Yep.
Mm. And rightly so.
Do you know what? For years now, Chelsea have invested into their youth system, but they didn't have the managers who were as confident and willing to put the young players in as the manager they have now. Well, Frank first and then this manager now. The odd one might have come in, never stayed in the team really consistently. Whereas now, this bearing fruit, the investment, the time, the amount of confidence. I mean, Reece James has been phenomenal. But what this does as well for back at Cobham, the under-8s, the under-9s, the players are recruiting probably a little bit later than that in their development, they're seeing a pathway. Yeah. It's not about, it's Chelsea, it's too big a club, I can't get a chance. No. The first 3 goal scorers in the Champions League night against Juventus, by the way, no mugs, they're graduates from the Cobham.
But Rio, you know what I like about Tuchel? He seems to play the guy that plays the best.
Yeah, that's
so it's not about that you pay 50 for Pulisic or you paid 50 for Ziyech. You know, Mason Mount plays. You know, Hudson-Odoi plays, and he's come back and said he's been fantastic.
Can we say this down? I mean, if we saw this footwork here on a dance floor,
well, he
he'd
can
be on Strictly. Beautiful.
Ruben, that's what I mean. Like Tuchel's,
Loftus-Cheek.
He's got so much talent, Ruben Loftus-Cheek. You just want to, and I think now in a team that he's probably getting that coaching that's saying, right, I want this from you. Yeah. Ruben's always in the box now, isn't he, Ruben?
That's the bit for me, just the differentiator. Tuchel's come in and he has coached his team. We watched him against Leicester at the weekend away. Hard place to play and go and get a result. They absolutely toyed with Leicester.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
And from a tactical perspective and a structure of the team, there is so clear, the clarity on the pitch of the players. We looked at Man United tonight, and occasionally in the first half especially, you look at the formation, you're still trying to work it out because everyone's all over the place, a bit disjointed here and there. There isn't that when you look at Chelsea. Pure clarity.
But Rio, look at Chelsea's academy. You know, Tomori's gone. They spent that money, and Gay, the lad who went to Chelsea. They got Gallagher, Livramento. You know, if you're not good enough for Chelsea, they sold those players for 80 million, which in the end funded Lukaku. So they're getting it right on so many levels, Chelsea, that you have to take your hat off to them in the way they're doing it.
But there was that period, wasn't there, where they had all those players. Other clubs were paying loan fees for them.
True.
We knew, and possibly even the players knew, they were never going to be Chelsea first teamers, but they kept them and then sold them for big money. It didn't feel right. Whereas now,
but what they've done is
the balance is right.
They persevered and worked it out. They've worked through that to get to a place where it's comfortable, and they're actually now they're in a positive mindset with it. The youth system looks so clear for them. They can see it. And again, it goes back to my point before. Not only can the coaches, but the players now coming in see a route to the first team.
Conor Gallagher's a great example of that. Player. You see him walk into that Chelsea squad next year and make a big difference. Yeah.
And he's not looking to stay at Palace.
No.
He's happy being there, appreciative of the chance, loves it there. But his mindset is, get me back to Cobham. I want to play in this first team. Look, there's opportunities. I want to get back in there. It's great.
I think Max has been watching your old team, guys.
Chelsea's...
It's harsh.
Well done.
It's harsh.
Good night, Max. Go to bed.
Terry says Chelsea are legit perfect. Best defence, developing one of the best attacks as well. Sensational team. Tuchel is world class. And I like
It's a long season.
Correct. This is from Danny. Thomas Tuchel saved this club 17 million by integrating Chalobah. He's so underappreciated. And that is a really good point. Many managers would make a decision on, well, that player costs loads of money, so there's a pressure to put him in. And you are right. He is brave enough, Thomas Tuchel, to play the player that he thinks is right, regardless of where they've come from.
No, but the cool thing is, Trevor Chalobah's earned that right by training really well. And obviously, physically, he's very good. Technically, he's really good. But the boys still got to do the work. Tuchel puts him in, but the lads still got to earn the right. And I think now the mentality is there. The boys know if I don't perform, I'm not going to play, regardless of what I cost. And I like that the Chalobah's only strengthened, I think, Tuchel's philosophy that goes, look, I don't care if you cost £1. Show me you got it and you can play. And I think that's why they got it all ticked right now, Chelsea.
What a performance for the spectators tonight, and job done through to the next round.
And that was our main focus, to get the win, get the job done. We knew the problems that would cause us, and I thought that we nullified them, and the attack done all this work tonight.
You are the player of the match. Can we see the trophy?
Yeah, it's my first ever trophy. I'm delighted to get this, and delighted for the win as well.
Well, look, you kept your place from the weekend. Your first start in the Champions League, your first goal in the Champions League as well. I mean, we saw what it meant to you when you scored against Palace, your first Premier League goal. What did this one mean to you?
Yeah, it meant a lot. See, as I said, when I was a young kid, I used to watch Champions League. So now being involved and getting a goal it's been very emotional. For me, it's just consistency. Keep playing well, and the manager brought me in, start some training as well, and keep going.
Talk me through the goal, because the technique was pretty nifty. There's not much pace on it.
I just tried to put as much power as I can, and that's what I've done.
We saw Rudiger celebrate with you. I know how much he means to you, how much of a mentor he's been for you, and also your journey at this club. You say, talk about the consistency. Yeah. Hard work really does pay off in your case, doesn't it?
He's been a massive part of Rudiger, and he's always helping me every day, same as Thiago as well. Everyone around the club, really, and for a young player to play for a big club like this, consistency is needed, and that's what I tried to add to my game. And
as a young boy who's come through the ranks at Chelsea, what does it mean to be in this position that you're in now? It is what dreams are made of, isn't it?
For me, I just tried to set example for the younger kids coming up. It's hard when you're younger, but hard work pays off if you keep going and believe in yourself. And
You enjoying it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Of course, he's enjoying it. Remember your first Champions League goal?
Yeah, I think it was here against Betis. I hope so.
I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're right. But it is a special moment, and a moment, Macca, that he's never going to forget.
No, and nor he should. And as I said, it's a proud moment for himself and his family. He's been through a long journey. He's had to work hard, and he's had to work particularly hard to get into the squad, because he's got a number of centre defenders in front of him who've won trophies and play for their country. So the fact that he plays and you don't even worry about him, he doesn't miss a beat when he plays, and then he throws in a goal like that. Very, very proud moment. And of course, scoring against Juventus is always nice and special as well.
He clearly has the talent, but he has the attitude and the mentality as well.
Yeah, and that is across the board at Chelsea. That's like non-negotiable. These lads from 5, 6, 7, whenever they come through the doors, it's drilled into them about how to be a person as well as being a footballer. For instance, like I was blown away when I went into the academy after the session was finished. Every player to a man would come and shake your hands, and I said, I remember speaking to the lads saying, I said, that's what we do. We teach them the right values, what it means, and it does shine out across all of them. You go in, when I went into Cobham the other day, and they're all young, they're just very confident, assured young men who are fantastic footballers.
We could pick out so many players and we could talk about them for so long, because they've all had sensational nights, especially tonight. But let's have a look at the fixtures that are coming up for Chelsea. I mean, it starts, of course, the next game is here at Stamford Bridge against Manchester United. Of course, United registered a win tonight. But it's hard to see them dropping points anywhere.
No, they will drop points. Of course they will, because there's a huge amount of games, and they drop points at Burnley. But the main thing is they've got a little tiny cushion at the top. They've got a huge squad. They've got Lukaku coming back. They've got Werner, who played tonight and scored. Even Sal Niguez come on and played a really good part tonight, and he's growing into his role. Whether he'll play a lot is another thing. But the likes of West, Ham, who are coming up, that'll be a different game. United will be difficult, because they're going to sit back and defend like they did this evening and get a result. They're going to go back to type that they did last year. But when you look at that, of course, Chelsea will be favoured for every game because of the form they're in.
Yeah, certainly. So, standout player for you tonight? Could you pick one?
Have to be Reece James. Yeah, could have been 5, 6, 7, but he was just a machine, and we got a great view out in the second half, and take the goal out of it, and he was everything about his game.
Absolutely, and we've continued to wax lyrical about him all season.